Hey, I'm back to do a thank you video. Actually, 3 thank yous. Some people very kind to send me a few things in the mail, and I'd like to show those off and formally thank those folks for doing that. First thing I want to do, though, is mention that I just discovered something yesterday that it actually kind of ticks me off that I discovered it yesterday. Apparently today in Chicago there is going to be a record crawl, sort of like the old pub crawl kind of things. There's going to be a record crawl, and apparently the deal is if you sign up for this, there's I don't know, half a dozen participating record stores, and you just kind of travel with a group from one record store to another record store. I would imagine there's discounts involved. I honestly don't know that much about it, but a friend of mine sent me some information about it yesterday, and like I said, it's actually happening right now. So there wasn't enough time for me to rearrange my schedule to participate in this, but if they do another one next year, I am there. So the first person that I would like to thank here is Wes, Supra Wes. He had shown a video where he had picked up some records, and somehow he had ended up with an extra booklet for Elton John's "Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player," this album. And for some reason, even though I've owned this album forever, it's a Columbia Record Club issue. So, and I was in the Columbia Record Club. I just can't remember whether this is where I got that or whether I got it at a secondhand store or what. But anyway, mine never included a booklet. Mine never contained a booklet. So I was kind of bummed about that. And Wes mentioned that he had a second one. He had a spare. And he sent it to me. So thank you very much for that, Wes. Very much appreciated. And now my Elton John album feels complete. That was very cool of you. So in addition to the record and the note, Wes sent a pen from the University of Florida. Wes is in Florida. And this is kind of cool. It's got 4 different color inks in it. Just click down whichever color you want, and you got that. It looks like he just picked it up too. I mean, it's a price tag on it. Well, not a price tag, but a barcode tag on it. And he sent me a CDR of a recording from a band of his, a local band of his that he really likes. The band is called Morning Bell, and the album is called Sincerely, Severely. Pretty cool. I listened to it several times already. It's poppy, and yet it rocks. It's got some great hooks. In a way, they kind of remind me of the band Rah Rah Riot, but with a harder edge to them. And no fiddle. So, anyway, I don't know. It's not any kind of direct connection, but Morning Bell. I really like that. So thanks, Wes. Appreciate that. Inside the CD for Morning Bell was a sticker for 1 million acts of kindness. Certainly something that Wes was practicing at the time. And I think this fits in really well with some of the stuff that's been going on in the vinyl community, because people have been sending each other records just because we all love records. So that's very cool. And that's exactly what Wes did. So thank you, Wes. I appreciate that. The second person that I would like to thank is Rob from Boston, Paniques 1960. He was showing a video where he was showing some old magazines he had, most of which had Led Zeppelin on the cover or featured Led Zeppelin in a major article. And some of those magazines were Cream magazine, which was a magazine that was very popular, a rock and roll magazine that was very popular in the 70s. And I absolutely love this magazine. This was a magazine that sort of was very popular around the time that I was really getting heavily into music. I mean, just like one of those sort of periods where nothing else matters except the music. And so I was eating up Cream magazine like crazy. And so anyway, Rob showed these magazines, and I made a comment that I missed that magazine, and it would be so cool to see, to look through an old issue of Cream and just check out some of the old articles and some of the things. It to me, it was just a nostalgia thing. And of course, Rob, being the kind-hearted person that he is, he immediately got back to me, and he said that he would look through his boxes of old magazines, and he'd find some Cream magazines. He actually went as far as to ask me if there were certain features, certain bands or whatever that I would like to, that I'd like to have. So, generosity on top of generosity. So Rob did send me 2 Cream magazines out of the goodness of his heart. This first one here is December 1978 Cream magazine with Jagger and Richards on the cover. And the second one is sort of a variety kind of thing. This one's March 1979. Just all kinds of bands. Heart, Devo, Lou Reed, Rory Gallagher, Peter Tosh, Talking Heads. Those are the featured artists. Nice picture of early Devo down there. Devo, Elvis Costello, Cheap Trick. Blondie is on here. Obviously, you can see Jimmy Page. That may have been Rob's attraction to it. I don't know. I mean, Rob's into way more than just Led Zeppelin. But it's kind of cool too. There's ads. If you're a Kiss fan, Kiss was really popular at this time. So they're kind of all over here. One of the cool things about this is being able to look through it and look at the ads and read some of the old articles and stuff like that. The pages are delightfully yellowed. This was a magazine that was created with newsprint. The front and back were glossy, and occasionally you'd get a glossy insert there. But for the most part, it was created with newsprint, so it started to yellow. Celebrating Keith Moon's passing. Maybe not celebrating it, but so that was really cool. I mean, I've poured through these magazines. I haven't really bothered to sit down and read through any one particular article, but I've certainly paged through them both, and will continue to do that. This is just such a trip back for me. It's just wonderful. I really appreciate that, Rob. In addition to the 2 Cream magazines, which would have been cool enough as it is. In addition to that, and of course the note that he sent me, very very cool note, the typical kind of kindness that you would expect from Rob. He sent me some of the Superstars Pro Set Superstars cards, all Led Zeppelin related. Kind of surprised he was willing to give those up, being that he's such a Led Zeppelin fan. So yeah, Jimmy Page on that one. Another Jimmy Page. I'm hoping, Rob, that you have these in duplicate, because like I said, I'd hate to think that you were giving these up for me when you're such a big Zeppelin fan. I mean, I'm a Zeppelin fan too, but not like you. So anyway, very cool, very cool. I was making a joke on somebody else's page that these Pro Set cards that came out what, in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, something like that. So I was making a joke on somebody's page. I think it may have been Glowing Cabbage. That these cards, for the most part, are so lame. I mean, I came across a number of still sealed packs of them, and so when I've been mailing packages to people, I've been sticking them in there when I remember to stick them in there. And by and large, you open these things up and it's full of just acts that never made it, and really bad, sort of Vanilla Ice type rap acts, and just different things like that. Really, really, really lame music on these things. So I would imagine that he probably had to go through quite a few packs to get some Led Zeppelin cards. And he sent me, 7 of them? 8 of them? 7 of them. So much appreciated, man. That's definitely some cool little souvenirs. If these are your only copies of these things and you want them back, I'm totally okay with that. Just let me know. I'm happy to send them back. I've enjoyed looking at them and reading the backs and that sort of thing. So, but thank you very much. And one other thing that Rob sent me, another magazine. He knew that I was into Genesis and Peter Gabriel, And there is a copy of Musician Magazine from July of 1986 with Peter Gabriel on the cover. This would have been around the time of the So album. So really great article in there on Peter Gabriel, interview type thing. And then, you know, again, like with the Cream magazines, it's just kind of cool to look through these things and see some of the ads for, you know, I guess you can't really see that one too well. I see some of the ads for old equipment and guitars and various different things like that. The albums that were out at the time. Cool stuff. Very cool stuff. So thank you so much, Rob. I really appreciate that. That was very, very thoughtful of you. Well, this looks like this is getting kind of long, so I think I'm going to stop it here. I have one more person to thank, but I'll do that in a separate video. So to Wes and to Rob, thank you very much. You guys made my day. Really, really cool stuff you sent. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate the notes, too. I mean, you guys both put personal notes in there. I am definitely going to keep those with what you sent. And that way, you know, years and years from now, I can remember who gave me those things. And certainly I'll remember it fondly. So thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Again, I'm going to sort of sign off here and then do my third thank you in a separate video.